Hola, minasan! Welcome back for another round of unboxing. Yes, today we are covering Magic the Gathering's Outlaws of Thunder Junction Desert Bloom. This is Yuma, Prop Protector, the commander of this pre-con. We're gonna see what's inside. As you can see, I haven't opened it yet. I have no idea what's in it, other than the fact that it's Yuma, Prop Protector, and it has something to do with discard lands and growing them back. I don't know. I mean, he's got a little baby cactuar, I guess, some kind of baby cactuar. Who knows? Who knows? But we gotta crack this open now. So let's get cracking. Oh my gosh. Let's straighten you out. There we go. Alright. So here it is. Here's Desert Bloom. Alright. Let's rip this open. What's all this here? No, that's coming from the box. Gotcha. Alright. Okay, here we are. I hope you're all having a good day. Stay sharp, little cowpoke. How dare you? That is such a dirty thing to say. Little. So here is its buttocks. This is what the box's buttocks looks like. So let's see what's going on in here. Alright. Let's sit that there for 1 second. And let's see, we got these plain. I don't understand what these tokens are supposed to be. These Planewalker tokens, quite honestly. But I do know what these are, and I like it. I like having these +1/+1 counters. They're a lot better to manage than dice. Don't have to fidget so much. Just plop. There's a +1/+1 counter. So we got the deck in here, but let's see what this is all about here. Alright, so we got this nice little holder. We'll move this box to the side now. We got this nice little holder. The box left me some shavings. Nice and empty, as you can see. This is unboxing everything. We got here. Here's the life counters. I got like a whole bunch of these at this point. I don't even know what to do with it at this juncture. 40 and then it flips over. Interesting. You know what I'm saying? It's always been an interesting thing. All right, here's another box. Here's a box. Let's make the box. It's always fun doing these little things here. You know? There we go. All right. Here we are. There we go. Another card deck box. There we are. And that's what that looks like with Yuma on there carrying baby cactoku, grow cactus. I don't know. I don't know. Everybody's trying to cash in on the whole thing. So let's start off with the collector booster, and then we'll do the whole walkthrough with the deck. Let me just straighten this out. Okay. So let's see what I got in here. Maybe I got something really cool. Why does it feel like it's not straightening out? Is there a reason why it's not straightening out? Okay. I gotta say, it's so weird seeing this at 60 frames per second. I don't know how that happened, but I'm happy it happened. Alright, so let's rip this open and then watch the promo cards bend to the will of oxidation. Some of the most weak sauce forms of thing. Oh, hold on a second. Ha! No! 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 Why would you do this to me? And then it's blood starts blurting out, and it's in the form of cards like. All right. So let's go over the coolest cards. There's more where that came from. I got Vihan Goldwaker. Goldwaker, he's mad, the man with golden touch. Dwarf Warlock, legendary creature. He caused a red, white, and black. Other outlaws you control have vigilance and haste. Not bad. If you do an outlaw deck, this is the guy to do it. They get vigilance and haste. At the beginning of combat, on your turn, you may have treasures you control become 3/3 construct assassin artifact creatures in addition to their other types until end of turn. That is hilarious. Oh my gosh, that is freaking hilarious. That's hilarious. Turn your treasures into 3/3 construct assassin creatures. Hey, we got a raid here on the kick side from Shy Guys Entertainment. Thank you. Thank you, Nightwing X. Welcome, welcome everybody. Just made it in time for the unboxing. Looking here at Vihan Goldwaker, who turns treasure tokens into 3/3 construct assassins. And I got another Journey to Nowhere. Like, how many more of these do I really need overall? I hope you all having a great time. Thank you again for the raid. Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome. Journey to Nowhere, 1 mana and a white enchantment. When Journey to Nowhere enters the battlefield, exile target creature. When Journey to Nowhere leaves the battlefield, return the exiled card to the battlefield in its owner's control. I really don't like those types of enchantments, honestly. I think that I know there's a whole bunch of them, but it just seems kind of weird building the deck around that. So we're about to crack open. Why does the screen look come off looking tilted? Is it me? It's probably me. Yeah, let me just fix this up. Here we are. Okay, straighten that out, and there we go. Oh man. So Shy Guys Entertainment today, they had a nice little live stream. I joined them in for some Brawlhalla on the over on the kick side. It was pretty entertaining. It was my first time playing Brawlhalla. Big thanks to Nightwing X for teaching me. Sorry, I called you Nighthawk. Forgive me. Oh man, what we got here is a poster. No, yeah, it's just explaining who Yuma is. Came to Thunder Junction for a new start. Enforcer. He was a former enforcer for a crime family, but in New Capena. But he gained the heart of gold. I see. It's one of those type of tropes. And then this is playing the deck. The deserts may be drying fast, but they're full of some of the most beautiful landscapes you've ever laid your eyes on, which is very true. I got multiple copies of Desertlands, and I got all 10 of them, and I threw them into my Kenrith deck, which now features, which was formerly Sisei, and now contains mounts alongside equipment, creatures, and lizards. So it's a pretty funny thing going there. And all the rules you need to know about Commander, which is pretty interesting, which is pretty cool. You know, they always considered beginners. Let me get my +1/+1 tokens. That's why I have them here, because I love these +1/+1 tokens. They're so efficient and effective. And a lot of people throw these out for some reason. For some weird reason, they throw these out. Let's see here. Alright. And then we're going to crack open the Commander deck, and we're going to do the walkthrough. Alright. So, you know, another standard fare pre-con. Unboxings, got some cool stuff. Always give you the cool stuff. So, and I'll take these two because this costs money. I don't throw everything away. Some of these people that like to throw all these things away, all these little extra stuffs, and it's like, you know, these things ain't cheap. I'm glad you have disposable income, but I don't. I only have investment. So here is the pre-con deck. I haven't unwrapped it yet. So we're going to see what that is, and then we're going to do some analytics and find out just how good this, just how effective this deck truly is. Okay. All right. So. Let's see here. Where's this at? It's over here. Here it is. Is this it? No. Other side? Other side. So if this actually has some, not just so much deserts, but desert manipulation cards, that'll be great for my mount deck, because I do have deserts. I am playing deserts, although I'm not playing a couple of deserts because they're not very strong for my deck. The one is the Mesa, and the other is I forgot what the other one is. But I do have also but I also got my hands on Desert. It's just called Desert, and it's a desert card. It's the one. It's an old card, but it got reprinted. And let me show you in Scryfall what that looks like. Let me show you in Scryfall here what that looks like. Let's go to the view screen. It's just one simple name, Desert. Here it is. Add one generic mana. Desert deals 1 damage to target creature, attacker to catch a creature. Activate only during the end of combat step. So if my opponent attacks me, I could deal 1 damage to it. Great way to get that 1 damage to kill off an opponent, and it costs you nothing. It costs nothing. It's just a simple tap, which is great. You know what I'm saying? It's very, very flexible, and because it's a desert type card, as you can see here, it's a desert type. Any cards that manipulate or search for deserts, you can search for desert. The ability can here's here are the pair of rulings here. The ability can be used on any players attacking creatures. This includes your own and creatures in an attack you are not involved in for multiplayer games. Desert. And creatures in an attack you are not involved in. That's a big deal now. For a commander, that's a big deal, because that means that if any of if your opponents are fighting another opponent and they get those blocks, you can actually get that 1 extra damage off. Desert is a land subtype with no special meaning. It doesn't grant the land an intrinsic mana ability. Other cards may care about which lands are deserts, which is very true. So it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome card, and I got that into my Kenrith deck, which is really which is great. Big help, a very big help. So let's take a look at what's in this commander deck. Here we got Yuma, Proud Protector, 5 mana. He's very expensive. Commander here. He has 5. He costs 5 mana, red, green, and a white. Legendary creature, human rogue, human ranger. This spell costs 1 mana less to cast for each land card in your graveyard. So you gotta lose your lands. That's a pretty big deal. Let's see here. Whenever Yuma Proud Protector enters the battlefield or attacks, you may sacrifice a land. If you do, draw a land. So that's where yeah. So that means that if he ever ends up back into your command zone, he'll cost cheaper if you sacrifice lands to draw cards. Whenever a desert card is put into your graveyard from anywhere, create a 4/2 green plant warrior creature token with reach. That's pretty awesome. That's actually pretty awesome. But like I said, 8 mana for him, 6/6. You gotta be willing to sacrifice lands, quite honestly. That's and it's from anywhere, but he's gotta be out in the field. This is a very tough commander to play. Kiri, Talented Sprout. I think that's the Grogu. Yuma's Grogu. Look how adorable. It's got a little ribbon and a little ascot on it. 1 mana, red, green, white. Legendary creature, plant druid. Other plants and tree folk you control get +2/+0 at the beginning of your post-combat Main phase, return target plant, tree folk, or land card from your graveyard to your hand. That is a pretty powerful move there. Oh, it's a guy? Oh. Kiri is a boy. With Okay, I thought that was a girl. He may be a little green, but trust me, he's far from spineless. Yuma, proud protector. Yeah, but this is a great retreat. This is a great recovery card. Anytime you lose something, you can get the character, your creature back. Plant decks and tree folk decks will definitely benefit from this. Scavenger grounds. Oh, cool! I got a desert here. Tap for a mana, 2 mana. Tap, sacrifice a desert, any desert. Exile all graveyards. This is Bojuka Bog. Holy mackerel! This is a multi-use Bojuka Bog. Wow. It makes sense because deserts do tend to destroy lands and such. You know. Sun Titan, a giant. 4 mana, 2 white. Vigilance. Whenever Sun Titan enters the battlefield or attacks, you may return target permanent card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So, it's not so much that it's a mill deck. This is a deck that lets you sacrifice. This is a sacrifice deck. It'll let you sacrifice creatures, cards, and you can retrieve them. I think that's actually pretty. I think that's pretty interesting type of deck to run. It's a very interesting deck to run. So it's basically a graveyard manipulation, throwing some millstones, grindstones, to help out and get things into your graveyard. Let's see here. Omnath, Locus of Rage, 3 mana, 2 red, 2 green. Legendary creature elemental. Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, create a 5/5 red and green elemental creature. Whenever Omnath or another elemental you control dies, Omnath deals 3 damage to any target creature. So this is actually pretty good. This is actually a pretty good commander for an elemental deck. A red-green elemental deck. Drop that ball lightning on there. Let's see. Descend upon the Sinful. 4 mana, 2 white. Very, very high expensive cards in this deck so far. Sorcery. Exile all creatures. Wow. Okay, that explains everything. This is a crazy board white. Delirium. Create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying if there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard. Card types, so that means instant, sorcery, enchantment, creature. You get yourself an angel token. That's actually pretty brilliant. Too bad it doesn't have haste. You would need something like haste. Oh, another chromatic lantern. These were very hard to get. Now they became easily accessible. This is the second time I got a chromatic lantern in a precon. It was suggested to me before these precons came out to get chromatic lantern, and I was lucky enough to find one place that sold a chromatic lantern. And now look at this. You know, I spent money on that one chromatic chromatic lantern, and now all of a sudden, chromatic lanterns are now easily available. Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro are really determined to kill that crazy edict that Wizards of the Coast established in the early days of Magic, where they wouldn't reprint certain cards. Marshall's Anthem, 2 mana and 2 white. Enchantment. Multi-kicker, 1 mana and a white. You may pay an additional 1 mana white any number of times as you cast this spell. Creatures you control get +1/+1. When Marshall's Anthem enters the battlefield, return up to X target creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield, where X is the number of times Marshall's Anthem was kicked. So what this means is that if you pay the multi-kicker cost 3 times, you can bring back 3 creatures from the graveyard directly to the battlefield, and they'll get +1/+1. That's actually pretty good. If you have the mana, pair that up with green. Green will definitely help you on that department. Got myself a red-green Sheltered Thicket. I don't think I have this type of card. this land here. Enter the battle land mountain forest. Tap to add red or green. Ticket enters the battlefield. Tap cycling 2 mana. Discard this card. Draw a card. Cycling. Good old cycling. Scoot Swarm Insect. 2 mana and a green. Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, create a 1/1 green insect creature token. If you control 6 or more lands, create a token that's a copy of Scoot Swarm instead. Whoa. I've been thinking about doing insect decks. Look at this. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. That could be that's a big help. Hour of Promise, 4 mana and a green. Sorcery, search your library for up to 2 land cards, put them onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Then, if you control 3 or more deserts, create two black zombie creature tokens. Wow. Okay. 3 or more deserts. That could actually, yeah, I think Kenrith is going to be getting some major updates. Oracle of Mudaya, another card that I bought loose from a collector's market. Spent a good chunk of money on this one. I mean, it wasn't that expensive. How much was that? Let me see here. Mudaya. Yeah, $3 is still, that's $3 for a card. You know, I mean, it's not much, but still. I got this in my beast deck, my loot to the key to everything deck. Oracle Mudaya, 3 mana and a green creature, El Shaman. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. Play with the top card of your library revealed. You may play land cards from the top of your library. It's a pretty good card, but it requires a very specific deck because you don't want to really reveal too much to your opponent, quite honestly. But it's a pretty good card if you want that land, if you're willing to risk exposing your cards. Ramunap Excavator, 2 mana and a green creature, Naga Cleric. You may play lands from your graveyard. There we go. So there's the answer to Yuma. So like I said, get some mill cards. Throw some mill your lands in there. Get Ramunap to bring them out. To bring your lands out. It's awesome. That's actually a pretty good card. Scattered Groves, another dual land. Forest Plains, tap for green or white. It comes to the battlefield, tap, cycling 2. World Shaper, Merfolk Shaman, 3 mana and green. Whenever World Shaper attacks, you may mill 3 cards. So, speak of the devil, here's the mill cards right there. When World Shaper dies, return all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield, tap. So there it is. There's all the solutions to the lands in the graveyard. So basically, it's being thematic with deserts because deserts destroy most lands and everything, like the Sahara Desert kind of thing. It makes sense to have that. Nestling Dragon, 3 mana, 2 red dragon, flying, landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, create a 0/2 red dragonette creature token with defender, and when this creature dies, create a 2/2 red dragon creature token with flying and red. This creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. It becomes a Shivan dragon. Oh my gosh, it becomes a mini Shivan dragon. Turn Timber Sower, 2 mana and a green, elf druid. Whenever 1 or more land cards are put into your graveyard from anywhere, create a 0/1 green plant creature token. Green, sacrifice 3 creatures, return target land card from your graveyard to your hand. Interesting. So this is really land manipulation deck. Very interesting. Savine's Reclamations. 2 mana and a white sorcery. Return target permanent card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. If the spell was cast from a graveyard, you may copy this spell and may choose a new target for the copy. Flashback, 4 mana and a white. You may cast this card from your graveyard for its flashback cost and exile it, which makes perfect sense why it has that second ability. Or else it wouldn't work. You'll have to find other means. Here's an elemental. Ancient Green Warden, 4 mana, 2 green, elemental, reach. You may play lands from your graveyard. If a land entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. There are a lot of copy abilities here. Oh man. There's a lot of copy abilities going on here. Titania, Protector of Argoth. Hey, the famed Titania. I've seen this name a lot of times in the old days of Magic. So here's an actual creature card for her. 3 mana, 2 green. Elemental. When Titania enters the battlefield, return target land card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Whenever a land you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, create a 5/3 green elemental creature token. Alright. Return of the Wild Speaker. 4 mana and a green. Why does this name sound familiar? Instant. Choose one. Draw cards equal to the greatest power among non-human creatures you control. Non-human creatures you control get +3/+3 until end of turn. Okay. I got this card. I stumbled onto him. He only costed a few change, so I scooped him up. Perennial Behemoth, 5 mana. Artifact creature beast. You may play lands from your graveyard, unearth 2 green. For 2 green, return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Exile it at the beginning of the next end step, or if it would leave the battlefield. Unearth only as a sorcery. Anger of Zendikar. 5 mana and Avenger of Zendikar. 5 mana and 2 green elemental. When Avenger of Zendikar enters the battlefield, create a 0/1 green plant creature token for each land you control. Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you may put a +1/+1 counter on each plant creature you control. Wow. So yeah, this is actually pretty impressive so far. Land manipulation deck here. Has his own Shaper of Sand, red, green, white. Legendary creature, Human Warrior, Desert Walk. This creature can't be blocked as long as the defending player controls a desert. You may play desert lands from your graveyard. Whenever a desert enters the battlefield under your control, create two 1/1 red, green, and white Sand Warrior creature tokens. Jeez, that's insane. Escape to the Wilds. 3 mana, red and green, sorcery. Exile the top 5 cards of your library. You may play cards exiled this way until the end of your turn. You may play an additional land this turn. That is pretty good. Oh, we got one of these types of cards. I don't know how this works. I've seen these, but I never bothered finding out how they work. Heaven, X mana and a green. Heaven deals X damage to each creature with flying. It's an instant. Earth, X mana and 2 red, sorcery. Aftermath, cast a spell only from your graveyard, then exile it. Earth deals X damage to each creature without flying. Very weird. Genesis Hydra. Did I get this card? No, right? I think I might have this card from another set. I think I might have this card. I don't remember if I got it. Plant Hydra. X mana, 2 green. When you cast a spell, reveal the top X cards of your library. You may put a non-land permanent card with mana value X or less from among them onto the battlefield, then shuffle the rest into your battlefield. Hydra enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. That's actually really good. This is really good. Alright, we got a dual land here. Oh, no, we don't have a dual land. Just got one of those lands. Sunscorched Divide, land, 1 mana and a tap, add red and white. Okay. The Mending of Dominaria. I believe I have this card. As a saga enters and after your draw step, add a lore counter, sacrifice after 3. Chapter 1 and 2, mill 2 cards, then you may return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Chapter 3, return all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield, then shuffle your graveyard into your library. That is such an insane card to have. Decimate, I have this card. It's in my, funny enough, Kenrith deck. 2 mana, red and a green, sorcery, destroy target artifact, target creature, target enchantment, and target land. You can't cast a spell unless you have legal choices for all its targets. Oh, that wasn't. I don't remember seeing that little stipulation in my other Decimate card. That's a good thing to point out then. So you gotta have all 4 targets in order to use this. Gotcha. They I guess they wanted to make that very clear. Sand Scout, 1 mana and a white creature, human scout. When Sand Scout enters the battlefield, if an opponent controls more lands than you, search your library for a desert card, put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Whenever one or more land cards are put into your graveyard from anywhere, create a 1/1 red, green, and white sand warrior creature token. This ability triggers only once each turn. Not bad. Not bad. Embrace the Unknown, 2 mana and a red, sorcery. Exile the top 2 cards of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play those cards. Retrace. You may cast this card from your graveyard by discarding a land card in addition to paying its other costs. So 1 land and 3 mana and the 3 mana, and you get to play this card again. Interesting. It's a flash. It's a flashback with extra steps. Doom Chanter. I don't think I have this guy. No, I don't actually. Doom Chanter. Is that supposed to be a play on what are they called? From Dune? That scene where the guy was like, and then the guys were like, you know, putting blood marks on them. I can't believe I forgot their name. I forgot their name completely, and I just seen that movie. And he's supposed to be that guy because he looks like that guy. Such an awesome movie, and I gotta read the book. I have it right up there, freaking in my shelf. Reach. Lands you control and land cards you own that aren't on the battlefield are deserts in addition to their other types, which is freaking scary. Lands you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color. Tap, mill 2 cards. You gain 1 life for each land card milled this way. That is insane. So land cards that I control and land cards that are not that I own that are not on the battlefield, they're all deserts. So if my land cards end up in exile, they're deserts. If they're in the graveyard, they're deserts. If they're in my hand, they're deserts. If they're in my deck, they're deserts. That is a freaking impressive card to have. Yeah. If I'm gonna end up doing a plant deck like I want to, I'm gonna need all the deserts. Now I understand why Kiri also does Tree Folk, because that aren't there Tree Folk in black as well? And then there's the Elementals, which can be used in all colors. Cataclysmic Prospecting, X mana, 2 red, sorcery. Prospecting deals X damage to each creature for each mana from a desert spent. To cast this card, create a tap treasure token. Now I get it. My God, my man is a giant prospecting. Vengeful Regrowth, 4 mana, 2 green, sorcery. Return up to 3 target land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Create that many 4/2 green plant warrior creature tokens with reach. Flashback, 6 mana and 2 green. You may cast this card from your graveyard to the for its flashback cost and exile it. That's crazy. Angel of Indemnity, 5 mana and a white. Angel Warrior, flying, lifelink. Ooh, it's a warrior card. Maybe from my Samurai Warrior deck. Let's see what this does. When Angel of Indemnity enters the battlefield, return target permanent card with mana value 4 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Encore, 6 mana and 2 white. For 6 mana and 2 white, exile this card from your graveyard for okay, the way it works is this: 6 mana and 2 white, exile this card from your graveyard. That's the cost. For each opponent, create a token copy that attacks that opponent this turn if able. They gain haste. Sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. Activate only as a sorcery. Interesting. And it returns a creature from the battle graveyard to the battlefield. That might be pretty helpful. That could be pretty helpful for my Samurai Warriors deck. Let's see, Cactus Preserve, land, desert. I don't have this card, quite honestly. Cactus Preserve enters the battlefield. Land, desert. Preserve enters the battlefield tapped. Tap this card, add 1 mana of any type that a land you control could produce. Reflecting Pool. 3 mana. Until end of turn, Cactus Preserve becomes an XX green plant creature token with reach where X is the greatest mana value among your commanders. It's still a land. So now Yuma makes sense because you could turn this into an 8/8 creature because he costs 8 mana. Rumbleweed. Plant Elemental. I definitely don't have this card. This spell cost Rumbleweed. 10 mana and a green. Plant Elemental. This spell costs 1 mana less to cast for each land card in your graveyard. Vigilance. Reach. Trample. When Rumbleweed enters the battlefield, other creatures you control get +3/+3 and trample until end of turn. Freaking overrun. He has a built-in overrun. He's an 8/8 creature with an overrun. That's crazy. He's the finisher. He's basically your endgame finisher. Drop him and that's it. You can run over people with that. Terramorphic Expanse, land, tap and sacrifice Expanse. Search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Evolving Wilds, another excellent fetch land. Land, tap, sacrifice wild, search your library for a basic land card, put onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. I got another Swiftfoot Boots, 2 mana, artifact equipment. Equipped creature has hexproof and haste. It can be the target. You can't be the target of spells or abilities your opponents control. Equip 1. Pretty good card. Explore, 1 mana and a green. Sorcery, you may play an additional land this turn, draw a card. Sol Ring, everybody's favorite staple. 1 mana, artifact. Tap, add 2 colorless mana. Add 2 mana. Satyr Wayfinder. 1 mana and a green. When Wayfinder enters the battlefield, reveal the top 4 cards of your library. You may put a land card from among them into your hand. Put the rest into your graveyard. Perpetual Timepiece. 2 mana. Artifact. Tap. Mill 2 cards. Tap. Exile Timepiece. Shuffle any number of target cards from your graveyard into your library. Does this have a ruling? I'd like to know what that means. Let's see. Timepiece. It does have rulings. Let's take a look here for a quick second. I would like to know what this is, what that means. View screen. Alright, you can activate Timepiece's second ability with no targets just to shuffle your library. If you choose any targets and they all become illegal targets, the ability won't resolve and you won't shuffle your library. So that's it. So I guess that means that I can do it. I could put my whole entire library in there if I wanted to. That's I hope that's how I'm reading it. Let me know in the comments if that's if I'm reading that right for the timepiece. All right. Crawling Sensation. 2 mana and a green. Enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may mill 2 cards. You may put the top 2 cards of your library into your graveyard. That's a good thing. That's a you may. It's not mandatory. Whenever 1 or more land cards are put into your graveyard from anywhere, for the first time each turn, create a 1/1 green insect creature token. So there's some cards here that can do mill. You might be able to do a mill deck out of it. Painted Bluffs. Ooh. I don't think I got this one. Land Desert. Tap, add 1 colorless mana. 1 mana and a tap, add 1 mana of any color. That's a beautiful piece of art there on that one. Command Tower, everyone's favorite staple. Land, tap, add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity. Magmatic Insight, 1 red. Sorcery, as an additional cost to cast a spell, discard a land card. Draw 2 cards. Frozen Verge, on the verge of doing things. Land, Verge enter the battlefield, tap to add colorless. 2 mana and a tap, sacrifice Verge. Search your library for a force card and a plains card. Put that onto the battlefield tapped. Oh, it's not an or, it's an and. Oh, that's actually pretty good. 2 mana tap and sacrifice the Verge. Search your library for a force card and a plains card and put them onto the battlefield. Tap, then shuffle. This I think this is gonna go into my Sithis deck. Desert of the True. That's a new card for me there. Land, desert. Desert of the True enters the battlefield. Tap. Add 1 mana. Tap to add 1 mana. Cycling one mana. Skull Winder. That's a snake. Ooh, that's a nice piece of art there. 2 mana and a green. Creature snake. Death touch. When Skull Winder enters the battlefield, return target card from your graveyard to your hand. Then choose an opponent. That player returns a card from their graveyard to their hand. It's a hug. That's a hug. Hug. Desert of the Indomitable. I wonder what if they came from another set. Desert of the Indomitable. Land, desert. Desert of the Indomitable enters the battlefield. Tap. Tap to add green. Cycling 1 mana and a green. Yeah. That's actually cool. More deserts to work with. Jungle Shrine. I already got that for my Dino deck. My banding dinos. My Dino band. There we go. My Dino band deck. Jungle Shrine land. Jungle Shrine is a battlefield. Tap. Tap to add red, green, or white. Bitter Reunion. 1 mana and a red. Enchantment. When Reunion enters the battlefield, you may discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards. 1 mana. Discard Reunion. Creatures you control gain haste until end of turn. That is actually pretty good. For an enchantment, I don't know about that though. Desert of the Fervent. I wonder what set these particular deserts are coming from. Land, desert. Desert of the Fervent enters the battlefield. Tap. Tap to add red. Cycling 1 mana and a red. These are some interesting desert lands. Let me see where this is. What set this is coming from? Of the Fervent. Outlaws of the Amonkhet. Okay, this came from an Amonkhet set, huh? Yeah, Hour of Devastation. Okay, that's the set that it came from. Interesting. Valor's Stance. Now it makes me wonder if I should get 10 of those. Valorous Stance. Instant. 1 mana and a white. Choose one. Target creature gains indestructible until end of turn. Damage and effects they say destroy. Don't destroy it. Destroy target creatures with toughness 4 or greater. Desert of the Dead. My gosh, I'm getting so many desert cards. I am so stoked on this one here. Dunes of the Dead. Land, desert. Tap to add 1 mana. When Dunes of the Dead is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Sheffet Dunes. Land, desert. Add tap to add 1 mana. Tap, pay 1 life. Add white mana. 2 mana, 2 white. Tap, sacrifice a desert. Any desert. Creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery. Okay. Okay. Hashep Oasis. Land, desert. Tap to pay. Tap to add generic. Add 1 mana. Tap, pay 1 life. Add green for 1 mana and 2 green. Tap, sacrifice a desert. Target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery. Elvish Rejuvenator. 2 mana and a green. Elf Druid. When Rejuvenator enters the battlefield, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a land card from among them onto the battlefield. Tap, put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Winding Way. So that's supposed to be like Snake Way. 1 mana and a green. Sorcery. Choose creature or land. Reveal the top 4 cards of your library. Put all cards of the chosen type revealed this way into your hand. The rest into your graveyard. So just say creature, so you can send the lands into there and take advantage of your land manipulating creatures. Spring Bloom Druid. 2 mana and a green. Creature. Elf Druid. When Druid enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice a land. If you do, search your library for up to 2 basic lands and put them onto the battlefield. Tap, then shuffle. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Okay. Unholy Heat. My man's got a flamethrower. He really has a flamethrower. You can see it in the back there. Unholy Heat. 1 red. Instant. Holy Heat deals 2 damage to target creature or Planewalker. Delirium. Heat deals 6 damage instead if there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard. Arcane Signet. Another Mana Rock favorite. 2 mana artifact. Tap. Add 1 mana of any color of your commander's color identity. Thrilling Discovery. 1 red and a white. Sorcery. You gain 2 life. Then you may draw 2 cards. If you do, draw 3 cards. Then you may discard 2 cards. If you do, draw 3 cards. You gain 2 life. And then if you then you may discard 2 cards. So if you choose to discard 2 cards, you can draw 3. Interesting. Electric Revelation. 2 mana and a red. Wow, that's a picture. That's a face to scream for. Instant, as an additional cost to this card, to the spell, discard a card, draw 2 cards, flashback 3 mana and a red. Eccentric Farmer, 2 mana and a green, human peasant. Yeah, I could see how he's eccentric. That's a freaking giant millipede. When the farmer enters the battlefield, mill 3 cards. Then you may return a land card from your graveyard to your hand. That's actually pretty good because it's not the 3 cards you mill. It's any card that's in your graveyard, any land that's in your graveyard already. If I'm reading that correctly, let me just see here. Let's see here. Eccentric Farmer. Is there a ruling on that? Here we go. Here's the ruling for Eccentric Farmer. You don't have to choose the land card you'll return to your hand until after you have milled 3 cards. Oh, okay. I'm not sure. Hopefully I understood that correctly. What it said on there. All right, Harrow. That's an old card. Oh wow. 2 mana and a green instant. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a land. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards. Put them onto the battlefield. Then shuffle. Here is Ramunat Ruins, Land Desert. Tap to add 1 mana. Tap, pay 1 life, add red. 2 mana and 2 red. Tap, sacrifice the desert, a desert. Ruins deals 2 damage to each opponent. Okay, that's cool. Path to Exile, 1 mana, instant. Exile target creature. Its controller may search their library for a basic land card. Put that card into the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Requisition Raid. Yeah, I think I've got this card from the Thunder Junction packs. 1 mana and a plus. Sorcery. Spree. Choose 1 or more additional costs. +1 mana. Destroy target creature. +1 mana. Destroy target enchantment. And +1 mana. Put a +1/+1 counter on each creature target player controls. Interesting. I say that because maybe this is something I should put in my Sithis deck because because it's very cheap. Because basically, I don't know. I'll have to think about that. But it's the fact that I can put +1/+1 counters on each creature. Bovine Intervention. 1 mana and a white instant. Destroy target artifact or creature. Its controller creates a 2/2 white ox creature token. Map the Frontier. I definitely have this card. It's a pretty good one. 3 mana and a green sorcery. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards and or desert cards. Put them onto the battlefield. Tap, then shuffle. This is the one that I got that I'm not using in my Kenrith deck. Conduit Pylon. Land Desert. When Pylon enters the battlefield, surveil 1. You look at the top card of your library. You may put it into your graveyard. Tap to add 1 mana, 1 mana and a tap. Add 1 mana of any color. Mirage Mesa. Land Desert. Mesa enters the battlefield. Tap. As it enters, choose a color. Tap to add 1 mana of the chosen color. Wreck and Rebuild. 1 mana, red and a green. Sorcery. Choose 1. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Mill 5 cards. Then you may put a land card from your graveyard onto the battlefield tapped. Interesting. Flashback 3 mana, red and a green. Angel of the Ruins. 5 mana and 2 white. Artifact creature Angel. Flying. When Angel of the Ruins enters the battlefield, exile up to 2 target artifacts and or enchantments. Plane Cycling 2. For 2 mana, discard this card. Search your library for a plains card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle. Bristling Backwoods. I got this card. Land, Desert, Backwoods enters the battlefield tapped. When Backwoods enters the battlefield, deals 1 damage to target opponent. Tap to add 1 red or green. I love these desert cards from Thunder Junction. Just shock damage. Well, not really shock damage. It's just that 1 damage. Makes a good little a little statement there. And it's like, yeah, I'm doing damage to you. You're not safe. Heath, Land, Desert. Heath enters the battlefield tap. When Heath enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to target opponent. Tap to add 1 green or white. Braided Bluffs. I am so mad now that I think about it, because the Bristling Backwoods was the card that I was looking for, and I was running all over the place trying to find and buy its singleton. Jeez, that's annoying. And it was in this pre-con deck all this time. I could have. Oh well. Braided Bluffs, Land, Desert. Bluffs enter the battlefield tap. When Bluffs enter the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to target opponent. Tap to add red or white. Ooh, a Scarecrow. So I got another Scarecrow. It's very interesting that I'm seeing this creature type. I've never seen this creature type before I came back into Magic. Scaretiller. 4 mana, artifact creature Scarecrow. When Scaretiller becomes tapped, choose 1. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tap. Return target land card from your graveyard to the battlefield tap. I got an insect here. Nantuko Cultivator. Oh, I think I have this one from the older sets. 3 mana and a green. Insect Druid. Cultivator enters the battlefield and may discard any number of land cards. Put that many +1/+1 counters on Cultivator and draw that many cards. And of course, here's our basic lands. Plains. Plains, and then we got our mountains. Just pick that up. Mountain, and we got forest. And here are our tokens. We got insect token 1/1, elemental 5/5, plant 0/1. Zombie 2/2, plant warrior with reach 4/2, dragon egg defender. When this creature dies, create a 2/2 red dragon creature token with flying and tap red. This creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Another plant warrior with reach. Bounty. This is a big thing now. Bounty cards. At the beginning of your end step, if a land card was put into your graveyard from anywhere this turn, collect your reward. Bounty, Pow Fleeting, Filcher. At the beginning of your end step, if there are 4 more card types among cards in your graveyard, collect your reward. Bounty, Yarabeth, Hennifer. At the beginning of your end step, if the nearest opponent to your right as the turn began was dealt combat damage this turn, collect your reward. And of course, popular formats, material. And these are the rules for Wanted. Here's the other side of the tokens. Plant, Dragon. Oh, that's cool. Treasure, Ox, Sand Warrior, Angel, and Elemental. Alright. So I'll put these to the side. So that's the walkthrough. Alright. That's our walkthrough. We got to see what's in this deck. It is now time for us to do analytics. Here we go. Alright. So let's sort these things out. Really quickly, we gotta get the lands sorted out. Okay. Then our creatures, enchantments, sorceries, instants, artifacts, and any miscellaneous stuff like planeswalkers or battle cards. Okay. So we could get the quantity count. Alright, we got artifact, creature, artifact. Here's a creature. More land. Artifact, sorcery, land, land, sorcery, instant, sorcery, instant, land, instant, creature, instant, sorcery, artifact, instant, creature, sorcery, creature, more land, land. I would think there'd probably be tons and tons of land. It wouldn't surprise me given the way that this deck works. It's crazy, hands down. Let's see here, more land. We got an enchantment here. Land, creature. I just love the fact that there are so many deserts in this deck here. Let's see here, land, enchantment, artifact, creature, artifact, sorcery, artifact, land, creature, land. The land pile is pretty, it's getting a little pretty big there. Oops, sorcery, that goes here. Sorcery, creature, sorcery. Everything is dropping everywhere. Creature, sorcery, enchantment, land, creature. I have no idea what this is. This is hybrid. I'm putting that to the side. Sorcery, creature, artifact, instant. Let's see, creature, sorcery, creature, land, creature, sorcery, creature, land, enchantment, artifact, sorcery, creature, land, creature. There we go. All right. Okay. So, this hybrid card, instant sorcery, I'm gonna put that under miscellaneous. I don't know if that, like I said, I don't know how that type of style works. Let me put the lands here. Okay. But I'll put that under miscellaneous because it feels like it's a hybrid. I don't know if I want to do a because I was thinking of doing a plant deck, so I probably might go with Kiri because with Kiri out, she gives all my plants +2/+0, and I do have some tree folk, and I could be able to retrieve cards, plants, tree folks, and land cards back to my hand. That's actually pretty good because that means I could just block at will and not have to worry all the time because I can always get my cards back. That's a pretty good recovery. All right, let's see how many deserts, how many of these cards we got. There's nothing significant to deserts, so they just act like basic lands. They're just for targeting purposes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let me count that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Wow. So there's 40 lands here. That's crazy. Cast living lands. That's all I gotta say. Cast living lands. All right, creatures. Okay. Nurture. Okay, creatures are gonna get high priority. So let's see here, because I have some equipment creatures. Yeah, here we go. I got these 3 here. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 28 creatures. Okay. That's 28 creatures. Move those back. Alright. Enchantments have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 enchantments. Okay. Sorcery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 sorceries. Alright. Instants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 instants. Okay. Artifacts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 artifacts, 3 creatures. Three of those are creatures. Let's bring that down a bit. There we go. And 1 instant sorcery hybrid. Yeah, 1 instant sorcery. Alright. Just to make sure that's included in there. Okay. Mana ability cards. These are cards that have the tap symbol and have mana speed. The fastest speed in all of Magic. Okay. So here's Chromatic Lantern. Here's the Sol Ring. Here's Arcane Signet. Okay. Nope, nope, not these. So this is where I'm at right now. Yeah, this seems like there aren't many mana dorks. It's just all about playing lands outright. Yeah, this grants it. It doesn't have it naturally. Search, search, search. Okay. And then of course we have the lands here. Land, 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 land. Not these two. Here we go. Alright, so yeah, mana speed, mana ability is something like this, where you tap mana and you get and it says add. That's a special a special. No, that's mana speed. Sorry, that's the fastest speed mana abilities. It's the fastest speed in Magic. Playing a land is a special action, for good reason. But in terms of mana abilities, well, there's not much to go with, huh? So that means that there's 38 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 30. Yeah, there's 38 lands with mana abilities. That means that there's no creatures that carry its own mana ability, no enchantments that carry a mana ability, and only 3 artifacts that have mana ability. So basically the whole entire deck really does revolve around lands and dropping land cards. Okay. All right, time for the mana curve. Let's curve this mana. Let's see how good the curve is here. Round up every single card that's got mana, that generate that costs mana, that has mana costs, lots of mana costs. All right. This since this is an X, that's gonna sit to the side there, especially because it's hybrid. It's very unusual hybrid, so it's gonna be put to the side there. All right. Let's see here. We got 1, 2, 3. Here we are. 1, 2, 3. There we go. All right. 1, 2, 3. Push that to the side there. Okay. Here's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, 2, 3, 3, 4, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. I'll go over there, all the way over there. 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6. Let me shift the. 4, 5, 6. Yeah. There we go. Okay. So far, so good. 5, 6, 7. It goes there. 1, 2, 3. X 12. That goes over there with the X's. Wow, that's gonna be the first time that X is gonna be added to the thing and go up. 2. 1, 2. 2, 3. 5, 6. 10, 11. 1, 2. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 3, 4. 1, 2. 2, 3. 3, 4, 5. That's over there. 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 3, 4. 1. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1. 1, 2. 4, 5, 6. X 2. 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 5. 2, 3. 4, 5. That goes over here. 4, 5. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. 1. 2, 3. 1. 2, 3. 1, 2. 4, 5. 2, 2. 5, 6, 7. 4 and 5. All right. Sorry for the mess. Here we go. Gonna stack these up. And then we're going to count. And then we're gonna set up the mana curve. Okay. And then go into the power toughness meter and see type of power and toughness we're dealing with. Okay. 8, 11, and here we go. Time for the count. 1 mana. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 1 mana cards. Okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We got 11 2-mana cards. So that spiked up very fast. Alright. That spiked up really quick. From 1 to 2. So what will 3 yield? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So this went further up, 16. So at this point, 4 should start curving it down. 4 mana, the 4 mana cards should start curving it down. So let's see here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That was a big drop. Wow. Alright, the mana curve dropped quick. Look at that. Look at that. It goes up and then like a steep drop. 5 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, oh, yeah. 4 mana went 7. So, oh, sorry. Crap, I'm screwing. Sorry, I messed up there, didn't I? All right. Here's 7. Okay. 7, 8, 8. Here we go. Easy fix. This is an easy fix. There you go. Oh. There we go. Because I was on the 0 mana there. Probably screwed up, yeah. I gotta say, before I go further, everybody, that is the most impressive middle finger I have ever seen. That is a very impressive middle finger. Anytime you get a good middle finger like this on your mana curve, you have yourself a very solid deck. 6 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this went to 5. This is 7 mana, so there is 1, 2, and 3. So that's 3 7 mana. Okay. 8 mana, there's only 1. How many is there? Yeah, only 1. That's the commander. So that's going to be a green. That's where our commander is at. With 8 mana. 11 for our plant creature. Okay. And we're going to replace this with X for X mana. We have 1, 2, and 3 cards that have an X mana cost. So that'll go up. There we go. Okay. There we are. Alright. Alright. So this is actually a very healthy mana curve. Very nice and steady. Aside from the three X's, which is okay, because it's a fluctuation thing. But in terms of very healthy deck here, you got a nice steady middle finger going. You got a nice steady middle finger going. Three, a good amount of 1, 2, and 3 mana cards. So you're ensured plays every turn. And you're not stuck with heavy duty cards. Yeah, the commander at 8 mana, that's very extreme. But the whole deck's purpose is to get a whole bunch of lands out, and you're manipulating lands all over the place. So it makes sense that it won't bother Yuma too much in terms of playing it. If you, once you get the lands coming out very quickly. So, and then you got your finisher with the 11 mana, which can be depleted down to 1 mana if done right. So it's a very interesting. This is an interesting deck so far. As you can see, there's no mana dorks or enchantment mana producing cards. Just only 3 artifacts and all lands. That's primarily because it's leaning heavily on cards that let you play lands multiple times. You got 40 lands, fetch lands, lots and lots of fetch lands. So this is definitely a land-focused deck. It is a very, very land-focused deck. That's pretty interesting to have come up with. All right, let's round up the creatures. And start doing the power and toughness meters, so that way we can find out what type of what we're dealing with here. Okay, find out what the logistics are with being able to attack and so on. Get a good idea on this whole thing. Pretty amazing too that it's running very low on the creatures. I'm not sure what the a healthy number would be for creatures, but I guess 25 is a healthy number. Doesn't seem that way. I think 30, if I remember correctly, gotta have 30 creatures. I guess 25 is healthy. I'm not sure. I'll have to do some more research on that to find out what it'll take. Alright. Okay. Let's see. Power. We got 1, 2, 2, 1. 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 0, 2, 5, 5, 5, 5, 6, 5, 5, 5, 6, 8, and 0. So yeah, this is definitely not designed to have heavy induced creature cards. This is really relying on tokens. It's clearly relying on tokens. And if you add living lands to this deck, you're definitely going to be swinging with all your lands, which is crazy. Okay, so let's get the counts here. Okay. 0 power. We got 1 and 2. 2 creatures with 0 power. What's the color? Yellow. Yellow and sky blue. I keep forgetting my colors here. Alright. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 creatures with 1 power. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 creatures with 2 power. Okay. We have 1, 2, 3. 3 creatures with 3 power. We have no creatures with 4 power. Shocking. Very shocking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 creatures with 5 power. So this is not even a fluctuation. This is very broken up here. And most of these 5 power creatures involve landfall or some kind of manipulation. Not many, but you want to go and attack with. 6 power creatures. You got 1 and 2. 2 creatures with 6 power. And we have 1 creature with 8 power. All right. So that's the power meter. Okay. All right. Time for toughness. We got 8, 6, 6, 3, 4. Fascinating. 5. Here's 7. 7, 5 over here. 7, 5, 3, 3, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 7. Here's a 7 right there. Here's a 1, 1, 1, 3. Oh, 3, 1, 4, 3, and 0. So here we go. Yeah, toughness meter looks like this deck's power and toughness meter is all over the place. So if you're intending to attack with these cards, you have some good, strong, hard-hitting 5 power creatures. Let's see, we got 1 0 toughness creature. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 2 toughness. We have 1, 2, and 3. 3. All right. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 creatures with toughness 3. Okay, we got 1, 2 creatures with 4 toughness. but none with 4 power. We got 1, 2, and 3. 3. Okay, 6 toughness. 1, 2. Let's see. 7 toughness. We have 1, 2, 3, and 8 toughness is only 1. So 0 and 8 bookend with only 1 each on the toughness scale here, but 3 is the bulk of it. So there is a good chunk of creatures 5, 6, and 7 with 5, 6, 7, and 8 that you can swing with, but I don't think they're really that much designed for swinging too much. Let's see, Rumbleweed definitely is for swinging. Ancient Green Warden definitely. Yeah, see, it's very tough to say because he's a 5/7 creature, but you want his ability. You may play lands from your graveyard. You don't want to really attack with him. She's definitely one you want to attack with. You want to come in attacking with, like Rumbleweed. That makes sense. He's a 2/7 on the toughness side. He's definitely for tactics more than anything else. He's definitely an attacking creature because you only get this effect once and you get a 6/6. Makes sense. You don't want to fight with Yuma because he reduces costs and gives you benefits. Angel of Indemnity would definitely be a fighter because she enters the battlefield tap. He's definitely not one you want to fight with just by being 5/5 because you want to create the tokens and you want to give your plant creatures +1/+1 counters. Let's see. Same with Omnath. He creates you creatures on land, and you don't want to lose them. He's definitely a fighter. Well, again, he's got landfall. So, like, all these landfall creatures, you don't want to fight and sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll help you out. So, yeah, there's not much. You have swingers, but not enough swingers to really do it. The whole entire objective is to create these token creatures. Clearly, use the lands to create token creatures. 4/2 green plant warrior creatures. When you play Zendikar, you get 0/1 green plant creature token for each land you control. You create elemental creature, create dinosaur creature. So this create a 5/3 elemental creature. So this is all about creating creatures more so than playing with the creature cards themselves. And then you start, you build up an army and you build up that token army and you overrun your opponent. All right, let's go into tactical. Let's see here, draws. These are cards that say draw a card, draw X cards. Anything that just lets you draw. We were looking for draws. Let's see here. Let me just set that to the side. Let's see here. I didn't see much in terms of draw a card. That's usually a blue color. There's definitely some cyclers though. Let's see here. Nope. Nope. There's definitely gonna be a lot of search cards in this deck. Let's see. Go. Keep your eye on the rumble wag, the rumble weed. Yeah, okay, here we go. Draw 2 cards. Draw a card. Draw 3 cards. Draw 2 cards. Oh, okay. So there's plenty of draw cards. It's coming from red. But they have a lot of drawback. Okay. Yeah, I didn't draw a card. Okay, this is actually a good amount of draw cards in this set. Oh, cycling. Gotta keep an eye out for cycling. Let's see here. Alright, there's the cycling cards. Another cycling. Wasn't there a planes cycling card? Or does that do something different? I think it did something a little different. Plane cycling. Yeah, I think all right. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, here it is. Okay, no, that's different. That lets you search. Angel of the Ruins. All right. So, here is our draw cards. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we have 11 draw cards. Okay. What color did I use? Orange or orange? Okay. Alright. So this is orange. There we go. Let me just put a plus sign on that. There we go. 10 plus. Now we're looking for search cards. Cards that tell us to search. Search for things in the library. So let's see here. What's okay, it's not the rumbleweed. Nope. Plain cycling. Oh, there's gonna be a lot of recovery cards. I can see that already. The play from the graveyard. Let's see here. Nope. Nope. Let me put a... Nope. Let's see here. Man, these are some solid cards. I can tell you that much. It's this is a very, very fascinating, interesting, put together deck. But separate them and put them into other decks, and man, this is some solid stuff. That gets played. That could be played here. Yeah, a lot of graveyard manipulation. And what's amazing about it is that there's no black involved. No black cards are involved in this. That's pretty freaking impressive. Here's a search. Oh, that's a top deck. That's also top deck. Some top decking cards here. Let's see here. How about this one? Nope, that reveals the top card. Okay. Here we go. Search your library. That's Harrow. Nope. Nope. No. Map the Frontier. Hour of Premise. Nope, that returns. Terramorphic Expanse and Evolving Wilds. Yep. Let's see here. Nope. Nope. Yes, Crows and Verge. That's a search. Okay. So here's our search cards. How many do we have here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 fetch cards, search cards. All right. That's 8. Recover cards. Cards that let you bring cards back from exile or the graveyard. And there's a whole bunch of these. Oh yeah. Let's see here. Nope. Yeah, I can move these to the side. These basic land cards can sit over here. Okay, I'm gonna put that to the side. Nope. Okay. There we go. So it'll say something like this here: return up to 3 target land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's recover, which is good. From your graveyard to the battlefield. Let's see here. Nope, not that one. Nope. Excuse me. Let's see here. This will count as a recovery as well. Perpetual timepiece, because it's because you're getting it out of the graveyard, even though it's going to and it's going into your library. I think that's fair to count that because it is a recovery, even though it's not going to your hand. You are getting it. You are retrieving your cards in that instance. So I think that's fair to put in there. Let's see here. Nope. Not this one. Definitely Kiri. Skullwinder. Yep. The Excavator. Yeah, definitely that one. World Shaper. Yeah. This one, definitely. Yeah, this one counts. You may play lands. Return target land from your graveyard to the battlefield. Yep. Return target land from your graveyard to the battlefield. Yep. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, under your control, land put a +1/+1 counter. Return target permanent card with mana value 4 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Yep. You may sacrifice a land if you do draw a card. Create 4/2 green. Alright. As the battlefield, may return target permanent from your graveyard to the battlefield. On Earth, most definitely. I don't know. I guess that'll count on Earth. Play lands from your graveyard. Yep. There we go. So that's a lot here. That's a lot here. So how many do we have? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18. We have 18. So, recovery cards. That's a pretty big deal. Top deck. Top deck is cards that say reveal X cards from the top of your deck, or look at the top card, or reveal the top card. Anything that says top card, basically, is a top deck. Let me just check these here, just to make sure. Sometimes they get mixed in. Mill doesn't count because mill is more of a deck destruction than anything else, or a penalty. You know, sort of like a cost kind of thing. Yeah, see, Surveil 1, like that one. Okay. Alright, I can move these to the side for now. Whoops, knocked you over. There we go. Okay. Let's see here. No, not Rumbleweed. Not Yuma. Oh, Yuma's a draw card. Sorry. Yeah, he's plus. He already counts to the +10. Here. I can actually fill this in. Let me put 12 and 18. There we go. Okay. I didn't pay attention there. He has the card draw. There we go. Just put him over there. Just like that. Okay. Let's see. Anything with scry or surveil. Oh, cultivator says draw that many cards. That makes it 13. Okay, I didn't catch that. It's no biggie. Just add it there. All right. Play with the top card revealed. Enter the battlefield. Reveal the top 4 cards. Oh, okay. The Spring Bloom Druid lets you search for land, so that ups it to 9. This deck is chock full of this stuff, man. It's insane. Look at the top 5 cards. No, that lets you create. Reveal top X cards. This deals damage. That exiles, destroys. This taps for mana. We could put that to the side. This one gives hexproof and haste. This gives buffs. This gonna need that for destroy. Choose a creature. Reveal the top 4 cards. That taps for land. Not that one. That one destroys. Mill. Let's see. Add mana. That destroys. That exiles. This mills, and then then it recovers. Return all land cards from your graveyard. All right, so that's a recovery. All right. Let's see. We got exile. This that just deals damage. This also deals X damage. Doesn't necessarily mean you get a full destroy, unless you can really build up the right mana. But it's not instant destroy. This one generates mana. This creates creatures. This buffs. This buffs. This deals damage to opponent. Damage. Mana. We'll put that to the side because that exiles. This creates, add manas. So there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. There are 6 cards that top deck. So that lets you reveal or look at the top card of your library, and you get something out of it. Okay. So this is extraordinarily search heavy. Like, this is copious amounts of search heavy. Half your deck is all about searching. That's pretty interesting. Removals. Cards that get sent to the graveyard, to exile, to hand, to the deck. By force, like exile all graveyards, exile all creatures, destroy. Let's see here. That mills, that doesn't. That's more of a cost than anything else. That's the acts like a penalty. Here's exile, destroy, exile. This deals 2 damage, so it doesn't really Yeah, damage doesn't necessarily mean insta kill. This one says this one lets you create a creature. Okay. Alright, that's a mill. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control. Nope, not this one. Exile the top 5 cards of your library. That's actually a top deck. That's more of a top deck because it lets you play an additional land. If it manipulates like that, that definitely goes under top deck. Here's another destroy. That just deals damage. Let's see. This one buffs, and this one buffs. So, yeah, when it comes to removal, there's not much going on here. We got... Yeah, ourselves a comment. We're moving on. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 that destroys, that goes to the graveyard. Okay. 4 cards that go to the graveyard. Sends opponent's cards to the graveyard. And exile, which sends opponent's cards to exile. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 cards that send to exile. So there's only 4 removals of that magnitude. So it's relying on damage, damage abilities, damage effects, cards that do damage to creatures in terms of the removal, a well-timed, well-placed one. But in terms of sending cards to these 4 locations automatically, you only got 8 of these. This is a very, very, very resource-heavy deck here. Let me find Yuma and put him at the top here, and let's get the analysis going here. Oh, there he is. He's all the way down here. Here he is. All right. So the Mandalorian and Grogu here. This pre-con deck is quite fascinating, quite inventive, because it's all about the lands. It manipulates and uses lands to such maximum effect. Lots of search cards. Not a lot of mana ability cards, and it makes sense because if the whole entire point is to get lands and lots of lands out onto the field, you're getting mana no matter what. And with all these search and draw cards involved here, there's over 20 draw and search cards, as well as 7 top decks. So that's what, 29. So 29 cards lets you draw, search, or look at the top cards of your deck, and you can be able to drop lands easily. And there's plenty enough recovery cards, so you can purposefully send cards to the graveyard. You can purposefully send cards to the land cards to the graveyard, and you can retrieve them easily, so you're not losing any momentum. But in terms of removals, you are south of that. You have to rely on those damage cards that deal X damage to creatures, and you gotta hope that you pull out, that you're able to pull out creatures with 4 or higher toughness to provide you with the blocks. So this is a deck that really requires lots and lots of speed. You gotta be fast about this, and you gotta get the cards that create plant creature tokens and human warrior tokens and so on. You want to get them. You want to get them out fast. Like, you want to get those armies out, and you want to start pumping them up quickly. So that's what it's looking. That's what it's looking for in the grand scheme of things. So yeah. What do I think about this deck overall? Just seeing it on paper. It's very inventive, very thematic, very interesting. I don't know if this is a very strong deck. This is definitely a thematic, very thematic and fun deck. Probably designed for casual fun from the looks of it on paper here. But if you're looking to compete with this, you're gonna need to get your hands on cards that mill, so that we could take advantage of milling, that can manipulate mill cards. Get cards like Living Lands. Any card that could turn your lands into creatures, most definitely, like Living Lands, get those. I would add those to the deck, just so that we could be able to run them over. Definitely got to get those plant creatures, especially the ones in Outlaws, and any tree folk you could get your hands on, if you want to really use this. I wouldn't go with Yuma. I mean, Yuma is very, very expensive to play, despite the fact that he's cheap to cast. You gotta put a lot of faith in milling, and hope that your opponent don't do something crazy like exiling your graveyard with Bajuga Bog or like-minded cards and everything, because you don't want to lose those lands. I don't think he's really worth the trouble. Quite honestly, I think the one, if I were to keep this deck, like if I was gonna keep this deck intact and I wanted to swap commanders, I would probably use Kiri instead. Um, I would use Kiri Talented Sprout, if anything, and when deck teching, when doing upgrading this deck, I would make this the commander and go full on plants, tree folks, and tree folks, and take advantage of Living Lands heavily. Um, so that way you can get well pumped up creatures. You get yourself an army and you just run your opponent over. You can overrun your opponent with it. I think Kiri is a better alternative if you wanna deck tech Desert Bloom and stick with the whole entire Desert Bloom design here. Um, but the cards are not bad. This is actually a very, very solid group of cards to use in this that's coming out of this pre-con. Uh, you get a whole chunk of fetch lands. Well, not fetch. Yeah, you get the two best fetch lands. You get a tricolor, a tri land, to work with. You get a whole heap of cards that let you search for lands and put into the battlefield tapped. The creatures are very good with the buffs, and lots of landfall creatures. So yeah, it's not bad in terms of the content. The content is very good. The content of the cards is very good. Um, I don't know, but like I said, this is a very, very, very technical design deck because it's all about using lands, and you're gonna want cards that could turn lands into creatures like Living Lands. That's what it's calling for, and it's not bad in terms of the land deck. And since they're deserts, that just makes it even more fun because the deserts can deal out a lot of damage. And my gosh, man, they put in a lot of deserts from other sets and such. So it's really cool. I like this. It's definitely a fun technical deck. So that's Yuma, Proud Protector, Desert Bloom Precon deck. Um, yeah. Yeah, if you're looking for resources, if you're just looking for resources for your deck, like search cards, fetch lands, chromatic lantern, yeah, get this deck, and you got yourself a chock full of resource cards to work with for your other constructed decks. So there we go. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe, follow. You know you want to. And head on over to Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com and grab yourself a copy of The Impossible Man, strange fantasy novel written by me. You'll find a link down in the description below, along with links to other merch such as pins, stickers, and t-shirts, and music, all for you to enjoy. And if you're interested, you can join me here on my live multi-stream on Twitch and Kick, and get to see shows like this live and in the raw. So there we go. So until the next analytics, thank you for joining me, and I wish you all a good night, a buenas noches, and oyasuminasai.